Hi everyone. So today we're going to talk about how to spot a con artist, a con person. Um, Sometimes, we might talk about sociopaths. Even, hopefully, you don't run into one of these, but even more extreme sociopaths. Um, how to spot one. Now, before we start this subject, if you have other subjects that are of interest, that have to do with life coaching, health coaching, please do remember to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button below. Share this video with others if you think it can be helpful, as this is such an important topic, and click on the notification bell to be notified when there are new videos. So, how to spot a con? I think that the very first thing that I have to tell you honestly, which is quite shocking to somebody who falls upon their first con, is that there are conners everywhere. They could be in your social circle, they can be in a business setting, they could be, scam calls. There are con artists everywhere, and so it's really important to, be weary of that, and at the same time not be paranoid, but to realize that you can fall on a con anywhere. And as opposed to walking around life being fearful, walk around life just being smart for yourself. Because even though you might be a really honest and kind person, and you've had family and friends and you've never run into somebody like this, you're usually the first person that's gonna fall on a con artist because you are so ill prepared and so far off from realizing that people like this exist out there. So open your eyes and realize that if you are an honest person, it doesn't necessarily mean that other people out there are always honest. So that brings me to my second point. Trust is not a given, it is earned. That sentence is perfectly fit to the con artist. It's good to trust the people that have earned your trust, whether it's your partner or a trusted best friend or family member. But new people coming into your social circle, even if they might be a friend of somebody you know, even if they have been recommended, it doesn't matter who's recommended them, even if it's your priest. You don't know if this person is trustworthy until they've proven that they're trustworthy to you. And realize that trust is built over time. And you really won't know if you can trust a person often until you've been through conflict with people, until the trust has been tested. So only trust your own intuitions, your own judgment, and your own tests of whether or not a person is worthy of your trust. Con artists are very smart, and they will study your character quickly and well. Sometimes a con artist will study you before you have even known that they know you. If you are a target, whether it's a business scam or a romantic scam, and the fact that you're married, the fact that you are successful, none of these things will scare off a con artist. In fact, they might attract them. So realize that they could be studying you before you even know them. They will try and find out your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities, things about your life, and in an intelligent way, they will use them against you. So what you need to realize about a con artist is don't judge a book by its cover. Con artists come in dressed nicely, smelling good. They will take you out for restaurants. They will say things to make you think that they are trustworthy. So really be wary of first appearances. Don't, just because somebody smells good and looks good and says they went to Stanford University, this does not mean that they went to Stanford University. So something about con artists is at one point or another, their shell cracks, and what appears to be perfect allows little glimmers of seeing the truth. So over time, a con artist will make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. So pick up on the little idiosyncrasies. Realize that a con artist, not only do they not fear lying, they will go to great lengths to protect their cover. So an army uniform, a police badge, a you know, knowing everything about your financials, even your social security, is not proof that this person is who they say they are. Just like when you get one of these scam calls and you're told to call back and have them verify first, it is the same thing with a con artist that you might meet in a social setting or anything else. Use your own verification tools. Nowadays, it is so much easier because we do have access to the internet to check a person's story. If a person comes, joins your social circle and tells you that they are a famous, lawyer, do some fact checking. Check if the school they said they went to exists. See if their story matches up. Look them up on social media. Now, they might be using social media to back their story. Their LinkedIn might say that they went to the schools that they went to, but do a little bit more fact searching. See, one thing that's interesting about con artists is that they will throw out big details of their lives to hook you in, but the true details of their life, they're quite mysterious about. They might hide their true ID card so that you can't see their true name and age. They may not show you where they live for a long time. They might be mysterious about inviting you to their home or introducing you to their, to close family members. They will do things that are mysterious and have all kinds of cockamamie stories about why. Use your intuition if you notice that somebody's avoiding showing you true details about their background, that there is something off. Notice that if they told you they're 52, and one day they take out their ID to prove that their credit card is theirs in the store, and you notice that actually it says they're 54 on their driver's license, even though they told you they were 52. These things are a big deal. A person doesn't, knows their age. There's reasons you're noticing these little things, and don't ignore the signs. And also, do not be fearful of checking on them behind their backs. Don't feel guilty, and don't let them know about it. So if you think that somebody's lying to you about their university degrees, for instance, or the college that they went to, if you start doing research about whether this college exists, or they show you a police badge and the police badge looks off, go and find out if the San Francisco police badge really looks like that. They will have no qualm about going to a toy store and pulling out a fake badge on you, and being the honest person that you are, you won't even think to check it. Go and check behind their back. Don't feel guilty about it. Ask questions and see how they respond to your questions, but be sly. If a con artist thinks that you're onto them, they will either attack you or they will wine and dine you. So it's actually better to not let them know that you've caught on to them. So for instance, say, oh, wow, I can't believe that you're 52 years old. You look so young. I mean, are you using, facial creams to look this young? Or, catch them at their own game when they're not expecting it, and act naive, because then they might betray themselves. Whereas if they know you're onto them, they're gonna, come up with whatever lies they already pre-prepared in their head to tell you. So kind of beat them at their own game. They think you're naive. They think you're always honest. So if you put on a mask with them, if you test them in a way that they're not expecting, they might let off more than they know. Don't even have qualms about following them one day or having somebody follow them. I know this might sound harsh if this is somebody, for instance, that you've started building a romantic relationship with, but don't, you need what you need. If somebody's an honest person, in the end, they have nothing to hide from. Go on social media and look up this person, the fake alias that they're using, or the name that they told you might be their original name. You'd be surprised how many people write about their encounters with con artists online to warn other people. I remember I once tried to rent an Airbnb and I got scammed. And after I got scammed out of money, I looked up the person's name and saw that many other people had been scammed by this person. And if I had only had the sense to look up that name before, I might have known, because The truth is they get tired of continually building up new identities, so they will often use a similar identity over and over again to scam people, whether it's the same name or the same made up background. Don't hesitate to look up online. Also, a con artist will do things like looking through your stuff when you're not around to get information on you, to steal information on you. So be really wary if you're starting to have doubt about somebody, about leaving them alone in your home, with your purse, with your child, in your place of business. You have to be very careful with these people because you don't know what they're trying to get. Usually they're trying to get something. Maybe it's money, maybe it's status, maybe it's your partner. So be very careful if you're starting to have hesitations. And most of all, trust your gut, trust your intuition. Even if all of your logic is being countered because the con artist is giving you logical explanations, if your gut tells you something's wrong, believe yourself, trust it. Even if it seems far-fetched, test your theories, because ultimately the way you feel matters, and there's a reason that your alarms are going off. Finally, remember that, like I started out by saying, con artists will blend in and everywhere. They look good at first glance, and they could even fool the smartest people around you. So just because somebody's got a good cover and is being vouched for by people you know, doesn't mean that you also have to believe it. Doesn't mean that you can't test it. Now, of course, you don't want to publicly humiliate somebody or maybe publicly declare that you doubt them before you're 100 or 90% sure of your theory, but definitely trust your gut. If you have been conned, run into a con, or avoided a con because you had good intuition or research skills, please do share your stories in the comments section below. It is so important that those of us who understand the con artists or who have run into con artists before share our stories with each other so that we can learn from each other and make sure that other people don't fall victim to con artists. Also, if you have a con artist, it's a friend or a family member that you deeply care for and that you want to help them break their cycle and their patterns, again, share your stories so that we can work together to stop this phenomenon of people being conned. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button if you like this video and want to explore other life coaching content. Share this video with other people, as this is such an important subject, and click on the notification bells if you want to be notified. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.